And thank you for inviting me to speak a little about our Swedish thematic knowledge hubs. My name is Stephanie Kindbom. I work at the Swedish Board of Agriculture, which is managing authority for CAP in Sweden. I work mostly with matters related to CAP, partly with the supports for knowledge exchange and cooperation, and together with my colleagues, I form calls for proposals, primarily within the areas of animal production and increased competitiveness. But I also work with our role as AKIS coordination body, and the four knowledge hubs that I'm about to present are linked both to the work that I do with forming calls and the AKIS coordination body function. I'd like to start with some background to give you sort of the context of the Knowledge Hubs initiative. Swedish AKIS is complex with a wide range of both big and small, public and private actors. And several investigations looking into our Swedish AKIS have pointed at the need to strengthen collaboration between actors, to increase compilation and dissemination of knowledge, and to enhance training of advisors in order for them to deliver up-to-date and high-quality advice, and in general, to bridge the gap between research and practice. And the establishment of knowledge hubs is then one initiative to address these needs. And I don't think that these challenges are specific for Sweden, and I'm sure that these are needs that you yourselves can recognize in your own countries. There are 4 knowledge hubs established within the following areas: animal production, climate and environment, business management and entrepreneurship, and digitalization. The hubs for animal production and climate and environment, they have national funding, while the hubs for business management and entrepreneurship, as well as digitalization, are funded through the CAP strategic plan, and they are considered as pilot projects. So they will run during this programming period and be evaluated before a potential continuation is decided upon. The hub for animal production is situated at RISE, which is a research institute in Sweden. The hub for climate and environment is situated at the Board of Agriculture, although in another department than the one that I work in. The hub for business management and entrepreneurship is situated at the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences. And the hub for digitalization is situated at another university, at Linköping University. I put in some links to the hub's web pages if you're interested in knowing more or find contact details. However, they are in Swedish, but I'm sure you could use Google Translate to figure it out. So what are the needs that we have to address? As I mentioned earlier, several investigations have pointed at gaps or weaknesses in our Swedish AKIS, and the tasks of the knowledge hubs are thus defined in order to meet these needs. So the main activities are therefore to compile and disseminate knowledge, to carry out systematic needs inventories, to strengthen collaboration and knowledge exchange between different AKIS stakeholders, and to facilitate training of advisors. I would like to stress, though, that farmers are the end users of the activities carried out by the hubs, although not always addressed directly by the hubs, but sustainable and competitive farming is at the center for the hub's operations. And the overarching objective of these 4 hubs is to strengthen Sweden's agricultural knowledge and innovation systems and promote an efficient and sustainable primary production, contributing to a competitive food chain. And what stakeholders do we involve? Well, this was one of the questions that Pavel wanted us presenters to answer. And in fact, it is not easily defined for these hubs. A strengthening of collaboration between AKIS stakeholders is a central task of the knowledge hubs. Each hub involve a network with a wide range of actors relevant within each of their specific areas. That is to say, within animal production, within climate and environment, and so on. I would like to emphasize, though, that identifying needs of advisors and farmers when it comes to developing and spreading knowledge is an important task of the hubs. And farmers and advisors are therefore deeply involved in the needs analysis and constitute the main target group for the activities carried out by the hubs. And what work is complementary to ours? Well, this is another slightly tricky question. Due to the role of the hubs to increase collaboration between stakeholders, to disseminate knowledge and to strengthen advisory services, they have to sort of navigate in the complex landscape of Swedish AKIS. And it can be said that the role of the hubs is thus to complement the work carried out by many different stakeholders, from universities, green clusters, farmers associations, advisory organizations, and so on. And it is thus hard to draw a line and say what work or act or project is complementary and what is not. However, I would like to highlight how we work complementary and find synergies when it comes to project funding within the CAP strategic plan. As managing authority for the strategic plan, we arrange open calls within the interventions for knowledge exchange and cooperation, as well as EIP Agri. And since the establishment of the hubs, we use them and their wide network to identify what types of calls we should make and what type of projects which need to be carried out. And I'd like to take the hub for animal production as an example. This hub has a set of analysis group for each type of production. So there is one for beef production, one for milk, one for pig and poultry, and so on. And farmers, advisors, and researchers are present within these groups. And their role is to identify the needs for knowledge transfer and development within their specific area. The Knowledge Hub then passes a concrete and detailed needs analysis to us at the Board of Agriculture, and we base our calls upon these analyses. And as such, we ensure that the projects we fund within the strategic plan are tailored to meet the needs of the farming sector. I would also like to mention that we, as managing authority and the knowledge hubs, work closely with the Swedish CAP network to spread information, disseminate project results and best practice, but also to discuss how we can strengthen Swedish AKIS. For instance, the CAP network gathers representatives from the knowledge hubs, as well as a number of other relevant stakeholders within an AKIS analysis group And the intent of the group is just that, to analyze Swedish AKIS from an overall perspective and to raise awareness on what steps we need to take to make it stronger. So, to conclude, Swedish AKIS is complex with a wide range of public and private actors. Several investigations have pointed at the need to strengthen collaboration between actors, to increase dissemination of knowledge, and to bridge the gap between research and practice. And the establishment of these 4 knowledge hubs is an initiative to address these needs. These hubs are still new players in Swedish AKIS, but it is our belief and expectation that they will prove successful, but time will tell. I choose not to go so much into detail in this presentation, but more to give you sort of a hunch of what this initiative is all about. But feel free to contact me if you have any questions. And with that, I'd like to say thank you, and there you have my email address.